Hey y'all, it's me Alex. Today I wanted to do kind of a good old-fashioned tutorial. I had done this look on my Instagram a couple days ago and I had gotten a couple requests to do a tutorial on it. So I would like to appease the masses, and honestly this is one of my favorite looks I've done like all year. I think it's so pretty. I'm using the Viseart Dark Edit palette, and I'm also using the ColourPop Stranger the Addiction set, kind of their burgundy eye set. I really love how this look looks. I did make a couple of changes to it from when I done it on Instagram, but I really like it. I chat a lot. I talk about products that I like and why I like them, and honestly, sometimes it's just really nice and fun to do that as opposed to talking about all of like the drama and crap on YouTube. So anyway, let me just get into the tutorial. Okay, so I already decided to just go ahead and do my base and my brows because I don't really feel like those need to be in this tutorial. I literally only use two products. For my brows, I use this Distinction Cosmetics eyebrow gel liner. This one is actually a combination of two shades. Like they have a teal, they have like an aqua one and more of a green one. This is like a combination of those two, so it's custom made, but they have a whole bunch of different colors and I love it. I swear by this stuff. And my base product is the NYX Bear With Me Tinted Skin Veil. I did a whole like review of this over the summer. I friggin' love this. This is like my favorite base product. It's my only base product in my collection right now. So I'm gonna begin with the eyes. I want to just go ahead and use my NYX HD eyeshadow primer. I love this stuff. I've talked about it a while ago, but I don't think I've given this the proper treatment it deserves. At least not recently. I've done many videos using this. This is my holy grail eyeshadow primer, but basically, if you are like me and your lids are like oily as heck, even when the rest of your face is not oily, this is the product for you because it is basically the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, like the original one, but only like $7. And what more could you want in an eyeshadow primer? I think nothing, personally speaking. So it's just clear and it helps keep my eyeshadow from creasing. It's very nice. I love it. Let me get my brushes for this look because I didn't properly plan it. This look is the one that I had done on my Instagram a few days ago, but I was really proud of it. It's probably one of my favorite fall eye looks I've done. I'm using the Viseart Dark Edit palette, which is really small, but honestly, I have been using this the past week or so. I did a first impressions video that only went up a couple days ago when you're watching this, but I filmed it like a week ago and I've been using this ever since. This is what it looks like and I am obsessed with it. It is small but mighty. It is 12 shades, which I think is actually a reasonable number of shades in an eyeshadow palette, and I really like it. So I'm gonna begin with this olive green right here. I'm just taking it on the fluffy end of an Anastasia Beverly Hills brush, one of the ones that like, I think this must have come in the Jackie Aina palette. So I'm going to just begin by putting that in my crease, and I'm just going to keep working it in there. And this palette is $39. I got it during the Sephora Friends and Family sale because a friend of mine through the internet had a coupon code that she gave to me and I really, really appreciated it. So this is basically my like one excuse to buy this palette because I probably, well, I don't know if I would have bought it otherwise, but I'm also putting this towards my outer corner and I'm gonna do a little bit more blending up here just because I'm a huge fan of kind of putting eyeshadow everywhere and then like covering it up with other shades as needed. I'm a bit weird. But I don't know if I would have necessarily bought this if I hadn't had the 20% off code, but in playing with it, I'm really, really glad that I bought it because I feel like it's such good quality and every look that I've done with it has been really amazing. And even the ones that like are just like me putting two different shades all over my eyes always end up looking kind of like they're really like well thought out and all of that. So I really like that, and I feel kind of like everyone needs that kind of palette in their wardrobe, in their makeup wardrobe, you know, because that's something that everyone has, you know. But I feel like this is definitely that one for me. So now I'm going to take this green shimmer here on my finger, and I'm just going to pack that all over my lid. I really love the shimmers in this palette. I know people are kind of mixed on Busy Art shimmers, but I think this one is so pretty. At least the ones in this palette are. I don't know about any of their others because the only other palette I have from them is their Dark Mattes palette, and I really like that one too. This is still less expensive than like an Urban Decay Naked palette, and I really like these shadows a lot more than I would Urban Decay shadows. It's also less expensive than an Anastasia palette, and I'm not sure if I necessarily like these shadows more than I like Anastasia, because I don't know, I like Anastasia a lot, so I can't say that I don't like those. I don't know about y'all, but I don't go through a whole lot of eyeshadow. I'm just gonna blend that into my crease a little bit, blend those two shades together. But I don't go through like a whole lot of eyeshadow. There are only like specific shades in my collection that I hit pan on. So for something that's like really good quality like this, and I think has a really unique color scheme, and this is basically like all of the colors of clothes that I generally wear anyway, I just feel like this was a pretty good investment on my part. So now I'm going to go in with this black shade here, and I'm just going to use that to deepen up my crease. I'm just barely tapping into it. And I'm going to begin it in the outer corner. And I think the matte black in here is really nice too because it does kind of allow you to deepen everything up, but it's not so like pigmented like some other matte blacks I have that it can kind of get out of hand really fast when you use it. So I like that a lot because I have a tendency to dig into my shadows. I am a demon when it comes to my eyeshadow, but I think that this is a really good formula for a matte black. So before I do the like shadow part of my lower lash line, I'm gonna go in and do my waterline using this ColourPop BFF Cream Gel Liner in Joyride. I'm going to be using their Stranger Than Diction set today with the gel pot liner and also their mascara as well, just because really want to use kind of everything in this collection. That's what I had used in my look on Instagram a few days ago, and I really liked it. So I'm just going to put this in my waterline. And I'm going to kind of messily smudge it along there too. I'm going to blend it out with shadow obviously, but I really just want this to blend kind of seamlessly into the red shadow I use. Now that that's all kind of like messy and kind of vaguely looking like I have pink eye, or at least like whatever little bit of gel eyeliner got onto my eyeball, because Lord knows that definitely happened, I do believe it is time for me to actually put some shadow down there. So I'm just going to take this deep burgundy shade up here, which is a little bit more warm toned rather than the pinker tone of the liner, but I'm just going to use that to really blend out the lower lash line. I really admire people who can like have the full out like blown out eyeshadow everywhere kind of look. I really want to be that kind of person, but I don't know if I am. They just look so incredibly cool. And I really love this style of brush too for my lower lash line because it has like that domed top, so it can get very precise because it's fluffy, but it's also kind of flat, you know, if you look at the side. Like this is a side view and this is a front view, so it's really nice to kind of get that blown out look as opposed to like the really rigid, precise brushes that like I think can look good for some looks, but it's generally not what I go for. So let me do that on the other side. I think this look could also look very Christmassy, but Case told me it looked very Poison Ivy-ish, which is a little bit what I go for because I do not like Christmas, but I love Poison Ivy. The comic book character, not the plant. I almost got Poison Ivied yesterday when I was working in the garden. So before I go in and do the liner on the top, I need an inner corner highlight, and while this palette has that really beautiful gold shade, I don't necessarily feel like adding any more tones into this look. So instead I'm going to go into my Anastasia Sugar Glow Kit, and I'm just going to take the shade Gumdrop here. I'm just going to put a little bit of that on this small end of an Urban Decay brush that I think this one came in the Naked Smoky palette. And I'm just going to put that on my inner corner because I think that is a nice kind of pinky shade that'll go well with the burgundy and kind of blend everything together without it being like super harsh and obnoxious of an inner corner highlight. I also like this because this is like helping me talk myself out of getting that like Give Me Glow Cosmetics, like their Vintage Rose palette or whatever that is, because this has similar vibes, I think. And also I'm very quickly just going to take a light cream shadow and put that on my brow bone. If you know I panned that palette this year, then you can probably guess which one that is, but I'm trying not to promote that brand on camera, so any light cream shadow would do. And honestly, you don't even need like the Viseart palette or any of that to really do this kind of look if you have those colors in your collection. I'm just using that because that's what I have. I love the colors in that palette. It's beautiful. So now I'm going to dig into the ColourPop gel liner in Joyride. This is like the one in the pot. I used to really try and use, what is it, like an angled brush to do like wing gel liner on top, but I don't think I'm precise enough at that to really be able to effectively use a liner brush like that. So instead I'm using this really just like kind of tiny precise brush. This is also what I use to put on like a cut crease canvas if I want to do a cut crease look. This is just very tiny, very precise. I don't know what brand this comes from because a friend kind of decorated it for me. A lot of my brushes are like that. But this is like a lip brush or a detailed liner brush. Either of those I think would do really well. I just have hands that shake because of arthritis and and like anxiety and caffeination. Like that's just like not a very fun little cocktail. So I'm gonna go in and begin it on the lid, just over top the very top there. And then I'm going to go ahead and wing it out. I like this too because it helps it blend with the lower lash line color in a way that, like, I don't know, I think it's very unique if you do something that kind of matches it as opposed to just a plain back liner. Because, I mean, you all know I love a good plain back liner, but I sometimes want to switch it up. That's super cute. I like it a lot. Okay, so here are the wings. I'm like burning up right now because I'm wearing some very cute layers, but my house is kind of in that awkward place in between fall where we definitely need to have the heat on, but we haven't figured out how the heat should be. So that's fun. I need to finish this tutorial in the next 12 minutes because I'm supposed to meet Case so we can go to the park together and like hopefully take some cute fall photos and stuff. So, mascara time. Well, I'm gonna first curl my lashes. I'm gonna use my Ardell lash curler. I know that not everybody thinks that eyelash curlers work, but I really like it. I think it helps. I don't know entirely what it does because it's been a while since I've like done my makeup without curling my lashes, but I think it works. I also do have to say I really like the cream gel liner because it is really malleable and easy to work with. But even on my oily lids, it doesn't transfer, which is a problem I've had with a lot of cream gel like pot liners. So I have to say I really appreciate that. Now for my mascara, I'm going to do a different shade on the top and on the bottom. So for the top, I'm just going to take my ColourPop BFF mascara in Black on Black, which is their standard black mascara, because who would have thought with a name like Black on Black that it would be black? Wow! Innovative. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put that on my top lashes. Also, I like the only person on the internet who doesn't put on mascara with like making the face. I don't know why. I guess it works for some people, but I think it's eyeliner that I have the problem with the face. Also, I should tell y'all that by the time you're watching this, I'm going to be in Virginia. I don't know how well I'm going to be responding to comments. It is my fall break right now. I just finished up my midterms and I'm going to go down to visit my parents, go thrifting with my mom, and watch the World Series with my dad, and pet my wonderful, amazing, and pretty chubby cats. Well, one of them's chubby, the other one's like your average size cat. I love them both. We don't body shame here. Okay, and on my lower lashes, I'm going to use a BFF mascara in Wine O'Clock that came from the Stranger Than Diction set. I think you could do the black mascara on the lower lash line if you wanted to, but I like kind of adding this little bit of an extra touch. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to my face. I don't really have a big ol' special face routine. I'm just going to show you the stuff I've been using recently because some of it has changed, but honestly, it's not anything too terribly special. But my bronzer that I've begun loving, I kind of started using this out of necessity because my other bronzer just like straight up shattered one day, my NYX matte bronzer. This is a Milani Baked Bronzer in 04 Glow. This is like literally the only other bronzer I owned at the time, and I don't want to spend that much money on bronzer. But I'm using this on an e.l.f. blush brush, and I'm just going to take that kind of on my cheeks, you know, where one would put bronzer. I've come to realize I really love the tone of this, and y'all know I love a good glowy face. And this one isn't super dark, it's not super orange, and for someone like me who, I don't know, I like looking like I have a healthy glow, but I also, you know, I have to maintain my goth edginess of my teenage years where I didn't even wear blush for fear of looking too alive. I think that this really helps with that because it does have a really nice tone. It's not super expensive. It's like, it's Milani, so it's on the more expensive end of drugstore, but it's not too terribly awful. And I really like that. I think it's cute. So now I kind of want to layer a little bit of a highlight just because I like being out there. I'm going to begin by taking the ColourPop Light Sticks in Star Bright. And I'm just going to kind of put that on the upper parts of my cheeks and just kind of draw a line with it and put that on my nose as well and a little bit above my brow bone. I learned this technique from Jackie Aina, but the best way to highlight your forehead is to kind of take it in a C shape but don't go above the arch of the brow, just so you don't look like super duper shiny or anything like that. And I'm looking pretty glowy right now, so we're going to need to fix that. I'm going to take my sponge and just dab everything in. And this is still going to look pretty glittery because this is a really glittery highlight. Once we layer it up and also add a bit of blush, everything's going to be a little bit more toned down and you'll have just the right amount of glow. There we go. There we glow. Hey. So the highlight I want to layer on top of that is the Milk Makeup Flex highlighter in Iced, which is this really nice, if I could get it open, I can guarantee you it's really nice. It's this really nice kind of gold highlight, and I think that'll kind of tone down the pearlescent sheen because I like that highlight, but it's a little bit on the pearly side for me, because I'm pretty pale obviously, but I don't think I'm so pale that I necessarily need like a straight up white highlight when I use a highlight, you know? Ooh, that was a bit much on the nose, but that's okay. Perfect amount of highlight. I'm feeling super glowy. And now for my blush, I'm gonna go with my kind of go-to blush. This is just a perfect one. This is a Milani Baked Blush in Berry Amore. I just really love Milani products, honestly. This is nice and rosy and glowy. And if I had to pick one blush to wear for the rest of my life, it's this one because it is the perfect kind of middle toned blush. Like, it's not super warm, it's not super cool, so I think it can go with just about any look you do. And I'm going to put a little bit of it on the tip of my nose. Now, the lipstick that I used in my Instagram post was the Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Lipstick in Sad Girl, which I really love, and I'm going to use that today, but it has been discontinued, so I want to show you all some other color options that I think would go really well with this. They're not all of the same tone, but I do want to give y'all some options in case you don't have this, or you do want to go and get like a really cute fall lipstick. But I'm not going to leave y'all SOL because of a sad discontinuing of a product I really like. So I have a couple of Milani lipsticks. The first one that's a bit closer to Sad Girl is shade Cabaret Blend. Now, I don't necessarily like using this sort of lipstick in a bullet formula, but it's really pretty and it does smell kind of like watermelon Jolly Ranchers, so it's really nice. And I also have Matte Beauty, which if you've been watching my videos for the last year, you should honestly know that that's a lipstick I'm gonna recommend at any date or time. That's more of a nudie shade. And then I'll also recommend the e.l.f. liquid lipstick in Praline. This one is a little bit cooler than the Matte Beauty, but I think that would also go really nicely with this look. That's what that looks like there. Really love that. Honestly, these are my two favorite nude shades. Well, these two and the Milani Loved Matte Lip Cream. That one's really nice. And then, if you want to go to a place that's like super extra, I have the Bite Beauty lipstick in Kale, which is this really dark green, and honestly I don't even know if I would use this, and oh, it's broken because humidity, oh well. But I did want to let y'all know about this because right now Bite Beauty is reformulating all their lipsticks to become vegan. So all of their current lipsticks are half off. So if you want to get this shade, which I do really like, I just have to be careful to use a really good lip liner with it. There you go. I 10 out of 10 would recommend it. I think I'm gonna go pick up some nudes from there. So let me put on Sad Girl and I'll be right back. Okay, so here's what it looks like with the lipstick on, and I just have one more step and then I'm gonna need to yeet on out of here. I can't believe I said that unironically. I'm gonna just take my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, use that to set my face down because I'm gonna be walking around outside a whole lot and I don't wanna have this go all up in nature, so. The sprayer on this sucks. Okay. Might have used a little too much. Oh well. Okay, so this is a finished look. I know a few of y'all have requested this, so I did want to share. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and subscribe down below if you do want to see more content. I don't normally do a whole lot of tutorials anymore, but I did want to have a little bit of fun today. And anyway, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Bye!